In this episode, I'm going to show you the essential communication skills that you need to skyrocket your accounting career. As an accountant, you probably spend a lot of your time thinking about hard skills like numbers, formulas, software, and data analytics. But the truth is that soft skills are essential as well. This is especially true if you are a management accountant or in any position of leadership. Communication is one of the most important soft skills. It is an important leadership skill for CMAs, and honing your communication abilities can positively benefit every area of your life. Most accounting professionals get plenty of opportunities to practice basic communication skills. To advance in your career, however, you may need to master more advanced techniques, including salary negotiation and public speaking. If the mere mention of public speaking makes you uncomfortable, don't worry. In this episode, I'll go over the basic communication skills for accountants and outline some tips for practicing public speaking so you can go after leadership positions and level up your career. If you're new here, I'm Nathan Liao, and I've helped over 40,000 people study for the CMA exam, and my mission is to help you too so you can accelerate your career and income to a six-figure salary as a certified management accountant. So why are communication skills important for accountants like you and I? There is a general misconception that all accountants are introverts. While there is little to no data supporting this belief, the truth is that between 1/3 and half of the population are introverts. This means a significant number of professionals will likely have negative feelings about social interactions over the course of their careers. Strong communication skills are a requirement for most careers, but this is especially true for anyone in leadership. Advancing to a managerial or supervisory position will certainly involve a good deal of communication with team members, upper management, board members, and potentially clients as well. So it stands to reason that it is a valuable competency worth investing in. And there are a number of ways to do so, and we'll get into them later in this episode. But first, let's explore the different types of communication skills so you have a good framework to start with. Verbal communication. One of the main forms of communication is verbal. This can be anything from reporting results or findings, sharing ideas in meetings, and describing tasks and roles to teammates. You can practice verbal communication skills by actively listening and responding to your coworkers in low-stakes situations. For example, this includes break room chats as well as morning team huddles. As you learn to communicate through conflict and challenges in these less stressful situations, you'll also be able to apply those lessons to the boardroom in high-stake situations. Nonverbal communication. Studies have shown that approximately 55% of communication is nonverbal. This means that even if you're saying the right things, your message could fall short if you haven't mastered the art of body language. The same study found that a further 38% of communication is vocal but nonverbal, meaning the way you say things is often more important than the words themselves. So body language is often an instinctual, and in many cases, it can be hard to remember to sit up straight and uncross your arms from your chest. So start practicing better nonverbal communication in the same way that you practice verbal communication with friends, family, and the people you feel more comfortable around. Eventually, you'll start to adopt certain postures habitually, meaning you're more likely to walk with confidence during high-stress situations, such as interviews or performance reviews. The next one is client communication. Client relationships require a lot of interpersonal skills, but communication is the primary one. You'll also need to practice problem solving and empathy in order to relate to others and help them with whatever challenges they're facing. If you can make a client feel comfortable, heard, and confident in your abilities, they are more likely to trust you and purchase or retain your services. They're also more likely to recommend you to others. Have you done any form of public speaking? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. So, we've established a few different types of communication, but what about individual communication skills? Let's get into that now. The first one is public speaking. Public speaking is perhaps the most intimidating skill on this list because it involves a lot of preparation and confidence. For many, this is one of their biggest fears. If you want to improve your public speaking abilities, try following these tips. 1. Understand your audience and curate your speech for them. 2. Get organized. 3. Practice as much as possible. 4. Rehearse in front of someone and ask for feedback. 5. Stay adaptable and open to real-time feedback during the speech. 6. Bring notes but don't read from them. And 7. Have fun, use humor, and be yourself. While I'd love to say there's a miracle trick that will help you overcome your fear of public speaking, I'm afraid such a thing it just doesn't exist. The best way to become a better public speaker is by practicing. It's really that simple and straightforward. I joined a local Toastmasters club to practice in front of strangers. It was so tough at first, but over time and with more practice, it became easier. The next one is active listening. Listening has been found to be the communication skill we use most often, but many people don't see it as something that can be improved. Active listening in particular is a critical skill for leaders. It can lead to better relationships with your team, clients, and upper management. Great listening skills can also lead to better connections with others, more learning opportunities, consistent positive outcomes from social interactions, improved adaptability. So it stands to reason that you should put some effort into improving your active listening abilities. And here are some tips for you. Number 1, focus on body language. Always make an effort to demonstrate your engagement in another person with your body language. Remember, an estimated 55% of communication is nonverbal. This means making eye contact and positioning yourself to face them when they speak. Number 2, never interrupt. Sometimes it takes a journey to get a complete thought out, so try to resist the urge to assume what another person is thinking. It's better to wait until they've completed their thought before jumping in with a response. Number 3, reserve judgment. The goal of active listening is to encourage more meaningful contributions from the person you're engaging with. Judgment is a killer of creativity, so try to limit any judgmental thoughts. They don't serve a purpose here. Number 4, pay attention to others' body language. Consider the nonverbal cues of the person you're speaking with. Are their arms crossed? Are they slouched? Interpreting their nonverbal cues can tell you a lot about what they're really saying to you. Number 5, repeat after them. Paraphrasing or repeat what they're saying to show them you're actually paying attention. Ask for clarification if anything is unclear. Number 6, ask questions. Often, the point of active listening isn't to immediately solve a problem, but to understand something deeper. The best way to do this is by asking meaningful, open-ended questions. Clarity. This is a written and verbal communication skill and is particularly important with public speaking. In the early days of my career, I had a tendency to over-explain a lot. And since most people are polite, they won't interrupt. This often led me speaking for long periods of time unnecessarily. The easiest way to achieve clarity is with organization and precision. Here's what I mean by that. Organize your thoughts before you speak, then select the most precise active language to communicate your point in the simplest way. If you're finding value in this video, please hit the like button and subscribe so you get notified when new videos just like this one are published to help you in your accounting career. The next one is adaptability. In any exchange involving communication, adaptability is key to ensuring your message is understood. This is particularly important in public speaking. Your ability to adapt to the audience when giving a speech can make or break the success of your presentation. And to become more adaptable in your communication style, start by being observant. What is your audience's body language telling you? Are they asking questions because they're engaged or because they're confused? If you can assess how your communication is coming across in real time, you'll be better equipped to make the adjustments needed to improve. The next one is asking questions. Relevant, open-ended questions are the key to more meaningful conversations. This is because they invite others to lean in. Asking a question during a presentation can increase audience engagement, which is what we want, right? Inquiring about a process or task during a conversation with your boss can demonstrate curiosity, and checking in on the people on your team with questions about their well-being and how they're doing can foster trust. The best part about questions is that they are a conversation initiator, meaning you don't need to find natural ways to bring them up in the middle of an exchange. You can just walk up and spark up a conversation with anyone. The next one is giving and receiving feedback. Feedback is a vitally important resource for self-improvement, but that doesn't mean it's easy to give or receive. As a professional, you're likely already familiar with the process of receiving feedback. When I struggled with this when I was younger, I now look at feedback as a gift that allows me to grow and develop professionally. It can be difficult to receive feedback, but it is equally as difficult to give constructive feedback. No one wants to hurt feelings or damage someone's confidence. That's why, as a leader, it's your job to give constructive feedback tactfully and with care. And here are my best tips for giving constructive feedback. Number 1, always lead with a compliment. Number 2, don't criticize without providing context, explanation, or suggestions. Number 3, offer the opportunity to continue the conversation and end with a compliment. Feedback with a balance of criticism and compliments is more likely to be received and implemented. It has the added benefit of building trust between you and your team as well, which is critical to your success. One of the best places to put your communication skills to the test is at networking events, and I'll go over how to do this next. But first, let's do a quick recap of what we've covered so far. Practice nonverbal, verbal, and client communication skills, more specifically, public speaking, active listening, clarity, adaptability, and asking questions. If you're studying for the CMA exam, download my free exam cheat sheet in PDF format. It's packed with the 9 best strategies that will help you ace the CMA exam, and the download link is in the show notes of this episode. Now, let me share with you in this next video the best networking strategies to help you hone your communication skills. I'll see you there.